I'm delighted to say that joining myself, Jenson and Martin now, the driver of the new FW43B Williams, third season there, but his last year in his contract, and you would think probably eyes on Lewis's or Valtteri's seat for going forward. George Russell is here. George, it's great to talk to you. Thanks for coming on. I know you're still out in Bahrain, but how was lockdown 2 for you as a general rule?
It's been all right, thank you. It was good to spend some time with my family. I went straight back to my parents' house after Abu Dhabi. And obviously last year didn't really get a chance to spend any time with them. They usually come to every single race, so they were gutted to miss them all. But it's been good. I had a few weeks off, which was needed because the end of last season was so intense. And when I came back, my trainer basically moved in with me, so he's been keeping me on it, fit and lean over the past month or so, and it's just flown by.
George, obviously we were supposed to be losing downforce this year with the new regulations and the tyres a bit harder, but how did the cars feel compared to last year? Because most teams seem to have pretty much found most of the losses back again.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? These aero guys, you take the downforce away and they find ways to get it back. Incredibly difficult conditions in Bahrain, really windy, it's exposed there. The sand is being thrown onto the track. So it wasn't the most pleasant experience from my seat, let's say. I think a lot of people really struggled. And I think the race next week is going to throw a few surprises. The Red Bull looks really, really fast. But I think once we get into Imola and Portimao, things will start to calm down a bit. And we'll really see the true pecking order.
George, how is the atmosphere in the team? Obviously, last year you made a good step forward in terms of performance and the way that the whole team was performing. This year, you've obviously got a new leader, a new CEO. How has the atmosphere been in the team? Can you see a positive future? Obviously, you will also have one eye on Mercedes, I'm sure, in 2022. But can you see a positive future with the team?
We're not forgetting we've got JB in the team as well, so everyone's buzzing about that. So no, definitely, Jost is a guy, so experienced, he's motivated, is sort of a real breath of fresh air, let's say, and. I think the future of the team is looking really great. Unfortunately in F1 things don't change very quickly, but I think 2022 is such a great opportunity for everybody. But we've now got great leadership. We've got the foundations being put in place. We've got a financial backing, and we can now really start to really focus on the performance, which I think, unfortunately, in the latter stages of probably 2019 and the start of 2020, it was all focused on just keeping the team alive, really. So, it may be another tough year, let's see, but I think, 2022 onwards, the team has definitely got a bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Jos Capito, who comes in as CEO, has a background in rallying. He had a brief spell, didn't he, at McLaren back in 2016. And Simon Roberts stepping up to team principal on a full-time basis. So a big change with new ownership there. And as you mentioned, Jenson comes in as part of Team Williams in an advisory role, stroke, marketing, stroke. What are you going to be doing, Jenson? Explain to us. And how are you going to be helping George on a weekly basis?
He's my brolly boy.
I'm going to be doing everything. Exactly. I'm going to hold his bottle. Well, I'm definitely not going to be there to tell George how to drive. But there's so much behind the scenes from the experience that I have of working with many different teams over the years, many different teammates, engineers, aerodynamicists, and I think it's more the atmosphere within the team. It's something that I'm sure I can help with. As I said, it's great to see Jost within the team. He's got a lot of experience of racing in many different categories around the world, and I think he definitely brings a lot of excitement to the team and a lot of positive energy. So yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on. Been speaking to Jost a lot, and I can't wait to get to Bahrain. I'll be doing a bit of stuff with Williams when I'm out there as well, guys. So I'm going to be rather busy.
Yeah. So a lot of brollies you're going to carry.
George,
mine, Martin's in yours. Sorry, you'll go, Martin. Go for it.
George, I know that you're easily bright enough and grounded enough to soak as much knowledge as you can out of Jenson. But, Si touched on it at the beginning. Clearly, Lewis, Valtteri, and you are all out of contract. You've got an MSG Mercedes-Benz badge on your shirt right now. How are you going to mind manage? Everybody's going to be asking you, are you going to be in the Mercedes next year? At the same time, you don't want to embarrass the team you're with or suggest they're not going to be champions again in the future at some point. How are you going to manage that from the get-go?
I think, up to this point in my career, I've always been very, very pushy. I was very pushy with Mercedes in the first place to get the opportunity to race in GP3, Formula 2, get myself into Formula 1. But I think I had such a unique opportunity last year in Bahrain that I'm in a very comfortable position. I think that race was massive for myself. And I think it gives me the opportunity now just to sit back, relax, and just really focus on the driving. And what will happen will happen. And I'd like to think I managed to show what I could do in a front-running car. Mercedes are my mentors, my managers, and we'll just have to wait and see what comes in 2022. But I think, like I say, that opportunity for me was huge, and perhaps I would have been going about it slightly differently if I didn't have that opportunity last year.
George, can I pick you up on what you were saying there about how you do like to push teams? In fact, Jost, I think, was saying, yeah, he's difficult to work with, is George, because he demands perfection all the time. It was a veiled compliment, because you demand perfection from yourself and from those around you. Has that been, do you think, one of the things that's allowed you to get to where you are at this point, and you hope will carry you to the main seat at Mercedes in the future?
I guess so. We're all in this together, and I really push myself to the limits in everything I do, and the guys around me, and they need me to be on my best game. I need them to be on their best game, and I like to push the team, and especially while we're at the back. I hate losing. I hate finishing last for the past 2 years, and we need to improve in every single aspect, whether that's the on-track performance, the food and the catering, the marketing side of things. They all contribute to the end goal, and I guess maybe that's just a way of being brought up. But I like to try and push the most out of everyone.